Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Farmer sprayed with bullets in St. James gun attack. A gunman sprayed a man with bullets during an attack in Wagon Wheel District in Lilliput, St. James Saturday. The deceased, identified as 36-year-old George Graham, a farmer from Wagon Wheel District, died on the spot after he was reportedly shot more than 10 times by the gunman. It was reported that around 2:10 p.m., Graham parked his vehicle and was about to alight when a white Toyota Tida car drove up. A man armed with a firearm approached the driver's side of Graham's car. Police said the man fired a barrage of bullets, hitting Graham to the upper body. The gunman then escaped in the Tida. Graham was confirmed dead at hospital. Police, after processing the crime scene, reported that they found at least 18 9mm Spence casing. Police seized 18 firearms in search operation across Western Jamaica. 18 illegal weapons were seized during operations which continued in Western Jamaica last week. Superintendent of Police Fran Ellis, who is acting Assistant Commissioner in charge of the police area, notes that the operation was supported by the military among other groups. Superintendent Ellis noted that the focus was on problem areas in the division and led to 2 gang members being shot dead in Westmoreland. A wanted man, O'Brien Garvey, otherwise called F1, was also held during the operations.
We commenced a search operation in Area 1 14 days ago. 18 illegal weapons were taken from the streets within the 14 days. We saw the recovery of 4 high-powered weapons, AK-47s, M16 rifles, Intratec submachine gun. We saw the recovery of 2 shotguns and 11 pistols. Unique about the pistols, some were fitted with chips that allowed them to fire as automatic weapons. The operation was supported by the Jamaica Defence Force, the Caribbean Search Center, and other elements in law enforcement. The operation also led to 2 key members of the elite squad who operated in Westmoreland there, meeting their demise in confrontation with the security forces. We also saw the capture of O'Brien Garvey, OC F1. He is from that Hanover space. What we saw from this operation is that our citizens want a safer community. They want to have a safe space to live in, and we are going to continue to reach out to you for this type of partnership.
Cleanup begins in firebomb Gregory Park community. Work has commenced to remove the debris from the Gregory Park area in St. Catherine, where 11 homes were firebombed, leaving more than 40 people homeless. 1 person was shot and killed by gunmen during the incident. During a tour of the community on Saturday, Member of Parliament MP for St. Catherine East Central, Alonzo Taralong, said that preparations are being made to rebuild the homes. He said the rebuilding efforts are being done under Operation Phoenix as the government is sending a strong message in rebuilding lives, livelihood, homes, and ensuring that we rise from ashes of the destructive acts of terrorism that took place in the Gregory Park space. During the tour, which was also attended by Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie, care packages were distributed by agency representatives. Taralong assured the residents that support is being provided by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, the Poor Relief Department, the Kingston Bookshop for the provision of emergency and back-to-school supplies. He also informed that recently, over 300 children and parents in the area benefited from back-to-school health fairs. The MP said parents of children whose immunization cards were destroyed should visit their health centers to get them replaced. Taralong noted that he has been assured by the health authorities that the data is available at the centers where the children were immunized. In the meantime, the MP said the rebuilding of the homes in the Walkers Avenue and Mexico areas will transform the communities. He also urged individuals who know where the perpetrators of the crimes are hiding to tell the police. Taralong also lauded the security forces for maintaining a concentrated presence in the area adding that they are working to ensure peace and security in the Gregory Park space.
The Prime Minister visited and he has instructed me to ensure that the program for the rehabilitation, the cleanup and the assistance program runs smoothly. I'm here to deal with the issues. We are working now very hard to ensure that the students who are in school, that is both primary and high schools, that when school reopen in 2 weeks' time, that they will be in a position to be attending classes. We're going to be covering their book list. We're going to be providing uniform. We're going to be providing assistance to bury the taxi driver that was murdered. We're going to be providing assistance for medication, etc. And all that is going to be necessary to help to restore and to bring back some semblance of calm and hope to the community. The housing is more of a long term, but the work have already started on the question of the designs. The architect was here and they'll be back in the week to continue to look at what needs to be done. We are now looking at expanding, not just replacing what was burnt, but the other units in the area that is in close proximity. We are also looking to work on that. And the Prime Minister, through the social housing program in his ministry and in the indigent housing program in the Ministry of Local Government, will be responding with housing solutions for the area. But this act of terrorism must be condemned, and I am hoping that Jamaica takes that. And I am sincerely hoping that we do have a repeat of this anywhere else in Jamaica.
Nita Robertson slams IG's gag clause to illicit enrichment probe. King's Counsel Valerie Nita Robertson has criticized the gag clause, which is in place for the Integrity Commission's investigation into 6 parliamentarians accused of illicit enrichment, stating that it is similar to certain unethical acts that former United States President Donald Trump has taken. The investigation was revealed in July during the Integrity Commission's annual report for the 2022-2023 reporting period, which was tabled in the House of Parliament. Last Wednesday, People's National Party PNP President, Opposition Leader Mark Golding declared that none of the 21 parliamentarians on his side had been contacted by the IC as part of the illicit enrichment investigation. On Thursday, Jamaica Labour Party GLP leader Prime Minister Andrew Holness also made a similar claim. While the party heads deny the respective members' involvement in the probe, there are those who have called in for the identities of the 6 accused parliamentarians to make known to the public. However, Holness defended the placement of the gag order on investigations being carried out by the Integrity Commission by intimating its meaning of protecting the targets in investigations should the results of the probe be false. Now, what happens to someone who is being investigated for which the investigations turned out to be scrupulous, or there are no basis for that? Is there a way to repair the damage to that person? He had questioned. In an interview on Sunday, however, Nita Robertson described the gag order as unfortunate and stated that it is time for transparency to take place. The gag order is unfortunate, and the more I think about it, the more I see similarities between this government is doing in respect to some things and the Trump playlist. So they need to know that it won't work because we see the problems that Trump is having now, and anybody with foresight would see it, she argued. It's time we really deal with transparency. If there are ministers of government or members of parliament who have acquired wealth and cannot explain, then I believe the Jamaican people should know, Nita Robertson continued. She also issued a warning while continuing her comparison with Donald Trump and his legal troubles after his alleged illicit act that come to light. After all, as ordinary citizens, the law applies to us, and the law must be applied to everybody from the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition right down. So to make a comparison to what is happening in the United States with Trump and the things that it does, and the Republican Party does that, they believe they can get away with. These are similarities. But we need to be more original than that. We don't need to play those games, Nita Robertson added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell